Man, it sucks to be a Browns fan.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's
Cleveland in general, because the Yankees beat the Guardians too.
Yeah, but at least they got to enjoy that. Chubb, you're right. Okay.
Nice.
But these fans, they can't even act like they're fans in conversations because their entire team decided to take a heel turn yesterday in press conferences. And I respect them being good teammates, okay? I do respect being a good teammate. And I think we all would like our teammates to stick up for us in the manner that they did. But that one should have had a little awareness with the way it was all kind of going down. Highest guaranteed contract in history. Everything else, and team stinks. And then it happens. It's obviously never want anybody to cheer on injuries. That is terrible. It's obviously another human. But also, the rest of the team, you guys don't need to just throw yourselves into the hateable category with your fans immediately afterwards. It's it sucks to be a Browns fan, I'd assume. And we want to let the dog pound know. Keep going. We appreciate your guys' loyalty to the game.
Keep barking.
Now, on that note, Tone has a question for you, Shefty.
Yeah, Shefty, and the Browns confirmed it 5 minutes ago that Deshaun Watson did rupture his right Achilles tendon. This far into the season, with his contract, with how he's been playing, is there a world that we live in that this is the last time that we see Deshaun Watson play for the Cleveland Browns?
I think it's possible. Yeah, absolutely. And you look at that contract, he's got to come back. Wasn't playing great. He's going to have the surgery done on the Achilles. And they're going to have some decisions to make at that position. First of all, are you telling me that the Browns aren't going to go into the offseason and go place a high priority on drafting a quarterback as high as possible? Of course they are. So let's assume that they can turn their first-round draft pick into a quarterback. Well, now they've got a first-round quarterback. We've got a quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. They might have looked to trade him in the offseason. I don't know how doable it would have been. Obviously, they would have had to pay the bulk, if not all the money involved, or they would have had to compensate a team to try to take on some portion of that contract. A lot of variables. They all go out the window now that he's ruptured his Achilles. So it's a different dynamic. So he's going to come back now. He's already had 2 ACL tears. Now he's got a ruptured Achilles. He looked, when he played, the burst that he had that made him a special player in Houston, that was not as evident to other teams when you had them watch him and assess it. He just didn't look as explosive and as twitchy as he did when he played in Houston. And now you're coming off an Achilles. The strength of his game was his elusiveness and the athleticism that he displayed and the moves he made. All that's compromised right now. Who knows what's going to happen with his football future? Nobody can say that right now. He's got to have the surgery. He's got to rehab. He's got to come back.
What's the money? What's the money? I know the dead cap's like $100 and some million, but if he was to say, I don't want to come back, what would the money do? Then how would it go? Do we know any of that information?
Yeah, I have it all here for you. He has a cap hit in 2025 of $72.9 million.
No matter what.
No matter what. And he's got a cap hit in 2026 of, again, $72.9 million.
No matter what.
72.9, no matter what, the next 2 years.
Was it 145.8 million over the next 2 years? That would be much bigger than the Russell Wilson.
Basically, just under 146 million the next 2 years. Now, again, he's due next year. I think the cap, those are the 2 cap numbers because they redid the contract at the beginning of this year. They pushed money back into next year and the year after. His cap charge this year is $20 million. So they pushed back some of that money to matching $72.9 million cap charges.
So Haslam is currently going to Roger Goodell. Can't we sell a Wednesday afternoon exclusive game to Prime to get this salary cap much bigger? Because if you give up, 100 and some million like 5 years ago, with the way the salary cap is, obviously vastly different. Mm-hmm. If that salary cap continues to go up, which I think is what the Broncos said, the Broncos we'll take it. We can do without $83 million over the next 2 years. If they do 100 and oh my God, what a situation they put. Hey, once again,
new stadium coming.
Mulugeta, agent.
What a contract!
Absolute dog in that move.
It's you know what? It's depressing if you're a Browns. I mean,
yes, I'd say. Yeah,
if you're rooting for that team, they're in cap jail to a certain extent. I mean, it's a tough position to be in. They're locked into him as a quarterback. Any flexibility was removed yesterday when he ruptured the Achilles.
Oh.
And the truth of the matter is, they're now absolutely going to have to find a quarterback. And you have to draft one. The Niners got Brock Purdy in round 7. He's on a contract that was able to help them out in so many other ways because he wasn't making what everybody else was. So now the Browns have to find a quarterback where his entire contract,
last pick,
his entire contract is going to be considerably less than they're going to be paying Deshaun Watson next year.
They had one.
Because
they got Joe Flacco for $4.5 million.
They had one.
We got Joe Flacco for $4.5 million, and now obviously we have the best backup in the entire NFL because AR. Okay, let's go, AR.
Keep it rolling. Good.
Let's go. Yeah. There was some good. There
win.
was some high. Mm-hmm. There was some great. There was that, and then there was a win against the Miami Dolphins, which is another great conversation piece about quarterback.